All right, I am here with Kevin Milliger, and we're out in our expo greenhouse. This is such an exciting time of year. Beginning of April, and this is a program that we've been doing for how many years now? This Greens to Grow is pretty incredible.
I think it's about 10 years.
10 years.
And we do it in spring and fall. So you think of April Fool's Day as the kickoff day for spring, and in autumn it would be Labor Day. So that's when the greens come out fresh and ready to plant.
Now, and I know we have a lot of offerings, and it's really expanded over the years. How many varieties are out here?
We have over 40 kinds in spring and fall. And in the spring, about 2/3 of those are lettuce. The remainder are spinach, things in the cabbage family, which includes broccoli and Brussels sprouts, kohlrabi, and so on. And also, did I say spinach? And kale and mustard.
Okay, all right. And what makes these varieties so special?
Well,
why are they debuting right now?
Right. We've selected them all because they're they're cold hardy. They're not winter hardy, but they're cold hardy, and they can easily be planted now, and they'll be great until the weather really heats up sometime in mid-June or so.
Okay, so my ground feels still pretty cold. Is that okay?
That's
they're
fine.
Going to be all right?
Yep, yeah.
So fun. Okay, and so you've got a selection here. Do you want to just highlight maybe some of your favorites that are being offered?
Right. As I said, the lettuce is the biggest category. Here's a nice one here, and these can be harvested two ways. You can wait till the plant gets large and then cut the whole thing down at once, or you can harvest as the plant is growing, the outer leaves, and you can do that every other day. And if you've got a variety of, a number of different varieties, then they're all harvested at different rates because they're growing a little bit different. And so there's always something to pick. That way you'll extend the season. Plus you can plant the plants closer together because you're not allowing them to get big and wide.
That's true.
So this is a green
so
one.
You're doing the outside leaves.
Right,
because
right.
They're bigger, obviously. I can see
Yeah.
that.
So here's one that is kind of reddish color, and these red varieties will turn much darker red when they get outdoors in the cool weather.
And getting the sun, that probably has a big
Yeah,
impact.
and here they're in the greenhouse. But if you plant this, for example, within 3 days, the whole thing will be dark red.
And I'm assuming that that's probably more nutritious that way then?
Yeah,
More color?
the red leaf varieties of lettuce are the most nutritious.
Okay.
So we've also got some kale. This is the dinosaur kale with the corrugated leaf. And the kale is best eaten when they're young. So
I love them when they're young because then, we know kale's so good for us, and I'm trying to incorporate it on a daily basis, but sometimes it can be so tough.
it can be tough and it can get bitter. So if you pick them when they're young and then just use it as a relatively small percentage in the overall mix of lettuces. So that way you don't get too much of it. But if you pick it young, it's fine.
Yeah, they taste great. I throw them in my smoothies in the morning. No one even knows that they're in there.
Right, then we've got a number of things in the cabbage family. This is broccoli, and there you wait until the head forms, and you can harvest them when they're small or large, up to you. And after you harvest, there will be side shoots, and you'll get more later on. So the collards, you just harvest the greens in that case. Things like the cauliflower is pretty much like this. You wait until it forms a head.
When it starts to form a head, do you have to do anything special? Or, I've heard something about like wrapping the leaves or protecting them in any way. Do you have to do anything, or you just...
You really don't. Some people do because it makes it whiter.
Oh,
And
for the cauliflower.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
it makes it a little bit more maybe attractive to some people. So that's a thing you can do, but it's certainly not necessary for the health of the plant or for the edibility of it.
Okay, fun. All right, so one thing I'm noticing here now, if you don't have a lot of space to do a lot of variety, we have this other cool option here that has evolved in the past couple years. What is this?
These are edibles. So we took a number.
Edibles, I love it.
Edible, yeah. So this, if you're in a condominium or a apartment or something like that, or you just want to have something that's nearby, you can plant this. So we did this several weeks ago, and now it's ready to be harvested. And so this has just an assortment. It's got some kale. This purple one is the mustard. This is another mustard here. There's lettuce over here, 2 or 3 kinds of lettuce, and some arugula. So there's a good mix, and you can harvest this just one leaf at a time. Off each variety.
Off each variety.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could really just get this today, bring it home tonight and just cut and have your own salad tonight.
You can pour the dressing right on here.
Start eating. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
And you know, the weather, I mean, we've been blessed with some great weather in the past few weeks, but with all the unknowns, I sometimes hesitate a little bit of knowing what to put outside, but I just can't wait to get out there and get my hands dirty in the soil. So
well, we improve the selection every year. I mean, every year there's a few plants that are surpassed by new varieties or new discoveries of old plants, and we get rid of varieties that haven't performed maybe as well. So we're always updating it, and so that's a good thing. And everything is tailored to our climate here. One other one that I want to highlight is the mustard, because the mustard is a beautiful plant as well as a tasty addition.
Yeah, the foliage.
So this one here is the cut leaf type, and this reddish color. It also comes in this burgundy and this green type, and we've got about 5 kinds. And these, they don't really taste like mustard out of a jar, but they do have some zest to them. So it's not overpowering, and it dissipates quickly. So if you eat a leaf,
or even just add them like into a salad to see if they get that little bit of zing.
But if you just add a small amount in a salad, it'll just make it that much more special. And the heat dissipates quickly, so after a few seconds, it's gone. And there really isn't, no one's going,
Well, it's good for your metabolism.
Yeah,
right?
You're not going to do that. It's just got a little zest. So but if you haven't tried mustard, you should do so. It's really a wonderful addition to the salad.
It is beautiful. I mean, it makes it kind of fancy.
Yes, and here's some spinach too, always a good addition. And again, picked young is best. That's again a cut and come again. You can cut the outer leaves and it keeps on coming from the middle, and you'll have more and more leaves as the season goes on.
And then coming right off of the heels of our Greens to Grow is another program that you've pioneered, and that'll be coming out like the middle of May.
Right. I forget which day exactly, but pretty much the middle. It's on a Thursday. It's called Vintage Veggies, and that is where we try new things that really sound great to us, and we like to share them with you, thinking a lot of people want to try something new. If you're growing 10 kinds of tomatoes, you might like 11, and maybe an experimental type.
Yeah, it's fun to experiment with those.
So most of those, there's about 60 some kinds, and most of them, probably 40, are tomatoes. Then peppers would be second, and there's some hot, there's savory, and there's sweet peppers, and so there's a big selection. There's cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, they seem like they're very unique varieties. Some little oddball things and round cucumbers and stuff like that. And so
some of them are just fun plants, something to say kind of like wow, or what's that? So those are always fun to have in the garden, and they're entertaining as well as just fun to grow and tasty.
Yes, yes, and just harvesting from your own garden is just such a fun experience for all ages.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so come and check out our Greens to Grow. You can have a healthy salad tonight. All you have to do is come and pick out. You can get your edible or get your little combination of your different plants. These even look like they're ready to harvest.
They are.
Pretty exciting.
They are.
So it is time to plant.